Hey, Aaron Whitlow here from the Mark Out Movie Podcast. I thought I'd take this moment to give you a little tour of my movie shelf. And I'm doing this in a dual video so you can see me and also see my shelf. So let's get to it. Let's start up here. Let's look. So the first thing you see, the first film series that I really enjoy, obviously, is Jurassic Park. I have Jurassic Park 3, Jurassic World. I have all of them. Then digitally, I have like a couple of them, ones I don't have uh, actual copies of. Man thing, I bought that because I got in the habit of buying Swamp Things. So I have like all the Swamp Things. It might be back here somewhere where you can't see it. But also, I have a lot of Alfred Hitchcock. I want to show you my Alfred Hitchcock collection. Um, I'm a big fan of Alfred. My mom bought me this. This is one of the last movies that my mom bought. My mother knew I loved movies, and she's the one that really got me into movies. She's the one that really got my love of movies. She would rent me stuff and share stuff with me, and so my love of movies. Who I am today as a film critic or as just a film fan, a fan of they call it cinephiles. It came from my mom, and so I just wanted to share that. But yeah, so this is the last movie that my mother bought me. This Blu-ray set of Alfred Hitchcock collections. But I did go ahead and get like a series of all his movies. My favorite Hitchcock film actually is Rope. I enjoy Birds. I enjoy Psycho. But Rope is by far my favorite Alfred Hitchcock film. Let's go ahead and look and see what else I got. So I have Night of the Living Dead. This version here is, I want to say this is the remake. I want to say this is the Tom Savini version of it. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. So that's the Tom Savini version of the movie. If I can just get it back up there. The struggle is real. I can't. Alright, there we go. Oops. Sorry, breathe. Alright, anyway. Dead Silence, Strangers, and I also got Strangers, Pray at Night. My friend Dustin Questenberry, he motivated me when this movie came out. He said there was a throwback to like slashers of the 80s, and I agreed with him. So I went ahead and got it when it became available. And plus, I like to complete my sets of stuff. So if I can, I try my best to complete my sets of stuff. I also have Lady Vanishes from Hitchcock. 30 Days of Night is probably one of my favorite vampire films. When Harry Met Sally is an excellent film. There's like a collection of different horror stuff. Justice League is down at the bottom where it should be. Batman v Superman. I didn't really like Batman versus Superman. Just want to throw that out there. I'm not a huge fan of Batman versus Superman. It is what it is. Shaun of the Dead is by far my favorite zombie comedy. If you have, and that's a subcategory. I say zombie comedies. You could throw Fido, which I own that as well somewhere. You can throw that into that mix. Warm Bodies would be a zombie comedy, I believe. I say Dead Alive is the prototypical zombie comedy. So yeah. So unless you really want to count Evil Dead, but they're not zombies. They're deadites. So All right, let's go to. All right, so I have. Let's see. Return of the Living Dead. This is the 1980s Return of the Living Dead. With the Tar Man and it's just more brains. I love that movie. Goonies. Goonies is by far one of my favorite movies of all time. If you agree with me that Goonies is probably the best kids adventure movie of all time, please let me know. If you have one that you think is better than Goonies, and my buddy Ken will agree with me that Goonies is the best. If you don't agree with me, let me know. I'll love to actually hear this. All right, I want to show you this too. So I have it's probably out of order now. At one point I had it in better order. So yeah, no, I have it right. So I have Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And then I have the Invasion of the Body Snatchers from the 70s. And then I have Invasion. And somewhere I have the late 80s, early 90s Invasion. But some reason, somehow, it got shuffled somewhere. So I don't know where it's at. Carbon Copy. One of the earliest movies with Denzel Washington. I have it. This is the most oddest movie I bought. And I bought it on a whim because I like, me and my buddy Craig always like to watch like really bad movies, and so I thought this would be a really bad movie to get. Abar, the Black Superman, or this is such a terrible movie. This is so bad. Like, it's not even like good, terrible. It's just terrible. This is just terrible. Like, I've seen some bad ones, but that movie is by far really, really bad. And this is one day I'll just show you what's behind the other, because there's movies back here, but I don't feel like pulling them all out. I'm just showing you what's on the top layer today. So, all right, The Butler, Lee Daniels, The Butler. That movie was for the time. It was really. If you hear noises, it's my dog. Cole, hush! I'm making a video. Cole, making a video, dude. Anyway, so that movie for its time was like, I don't know, for then when I watched it, I was like, oh man, this is really impressive. Going over a span of different presidents as his butler. But I don't think it holds. It's something that I don't go back and watch because it's just not that deep for me. I have Spider-Man. This is Homecoming. I also have Far From Home. Somehow Baby Driver got wedged in the middle of there. I have the Scream films, Rogue One, Dark Summer, Batman, Lego Batman, which is probably one of my favorite Batman movies. The Star Wars collections. My mom bought me this. This is not the last movie that she bought me, but next to the last movie that she bought me was the Star Wars, which, the movies that I own, that's why I never really get rid of them and stuff like that, because they hold meaning to me. Like, I remember where I got them, or if I got them from someone, I remember those things because they mean something to me. But yeah, Star Wars. My mom bought me this. Then there's Evil Dead. This is a remake, which I haven't fully watched. I started watching it one day, but I didn't fully watch it. Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles is probably one of my favorite Mel Brooks movies. The Babadook is a movie that came out several years ago that I thought was one of the best psychological type of movies that I've seen in a long time. Of course, one of my favorite movies of all time, right here, The Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz. Man, Judy Garland is great. I had, like, as a kid, I ain't gonna lie to you, I had a crush on Judy Garland. I had no idea that Wizard of Oz was made like in 1930. I want to say 1935. I might be wrong. Is in the 30s when this movie was made, and I didn't realize that she was young then, and she's old. She was. I don't know if she's probably even dead at the point when I watched it in the 80s, but I just remember watching it like, oh my, she's breathtaking, and the movie was just so, like, when it switches from sepia to Technicolor, it just was like, it was amazing for me. Then Mother, and then there's 42, Chadwick Boseman, great performance in there. Inception is probably one of my favorite Chris Nolan movies. Then I have the Dark Knight series trilogy. Pumpkinhead. I love Pumpkinhead. The Collector I never watched. I have all the diehards. There's Swamp Thing. There he is. Swamp Thing and Return of Swamp Thing. And then I have a Mel Brooks collection. It has like every Mel Brooks, maybe all his most well-known movies that he's made in that collection. And then we have, this is the trying to get the focus. It ain't gonna focus, but this is In Search of Darkness. This is they just came out with part 2, which is a look at more horror movies from the 80s, which I haven't got that yet, and I may eventually get it, but I enjoyed the first one. It's like a 4-hour long documentary, man. It's really long. Village of the Damned. This is the Carpenter version. I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. Anybody knows me personally knows that I am a huge John Carpenter fan. I'm a fan of all his movies, and you're about to see so. Near Dark is also a really great vampire film. It takes it into a different. It doesn't play it like a like Lost Boys and things like that. It plays it differently. Star Trek Beyond. I have all the Star Treks, by the way. These movies. Yeah, Family Guy, It's a Trap, Chrome Skull, Rocky, big Rocky fan. Rush Hour, I have all the Rush Hours. Train to Busan is by far one of the best zombie movies that has been made in recent years. Yes, I have White House Down. Yes, I am team White House Down versus Angel Has Fallen or whatever the other little series is. I liked White House Down, and I was hoping that White House Down became a series. That's what I was hoping. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be that man to tell you that. There's more Star Trek. Let's see. J.J. Abrams Star Trek. Yep. Lego Movie. Excellent film. The Exorcist. This is it's the complete anthology of the Exorcist films. Watchmen. I bought this because I watched HBO's Watchmen, and it made me go back to want to appreciate the movie Watchmen. When I first seen the movie Watchmen, when it first came out, you gotta think about it this way. At that point, what I've had comic book wise was like we had, I believe, X-Men, maybe even Blade. So I was expecting more like that, and Watchmen was a totally different. It was ahead of its time. And I think that now it's more appreciated now than it was then. Don't worry about that. But this, I have Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Marshall, Black Panther. There's more. There's Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes, Logan, and I believe I have some stuff back there. It looks like it is another X-Men movie. I try to have them all together. But that's the top shelf. Now let's go to this shelf. I know you're like, Aaron, this is so boring. I know. All right, The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing. This, he has autographed for me. So I was fortunate enough to meet him and have him autograph my copy of this. And other ones. He autographed the Halloween for me as well. But yeah, I have that. Nightmare on Elm Street, Stranger Things. I got this because it looks like a VHS, and I like that. Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Midnight Movie, which is a really good movie. A lot of people didn't watch it, but it's a really good movie. Hey, yeah, I said it's a really good movie, Cole. A really good movie. This is Halloween. This is the 25th. Anniversary, Massive Horror, John Carpenter. Like I said, I'm a huge Carpenter fan. I have more copies of Halloween than a normal person should ever have. Friday Night Lights. I also have the X-Men. And then you see down here, Rat Boy. Rat Boy is terrible. It's a terrible movie, but it's a part of my childhood. I remember watching this movie and really liking it. So I had to get it. I also have Fuzz Bucket somewhere. That's another movie that is really part of my childhood that I had to have. Let's see. The Grudge films, just 1 and 2. I didn't really want the rest of them. Hancock, which I need to go back and watch. I didn't appreciate it initially. Dawn of the Dead. Some of these movies I actually inherited from my mom when she passed. So I keep a lot of her collection. Uh, Belko Experiment was a really good movie. Drop Squad. This movie here, a lot of people haven't seen it. Let me pull it out real quick. I'll just put you on top. But Drop Squad. This man is like a black guy that is very, I don't know, like bougie, if we can use the word bougie, and has forgotten his race, his people, and this squad right here, I believe Ving Rhames is amongst them. But yeah, there's a group of people that try to bring him back to being his culture, to know that he's black. This is a movie that came out. A lot of people haven't seen it, but it's actually a really good little movie. This is the Dawn of the Dead remake, which, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Roadhouse, like I said, The Haunting in Connecticut, it's an excellent little movie. Haunted Wing. This movie was filmed here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Look at this. And I got it autographed. Yeah, the director and the writer just passed away maybe last year. Doug Robertson. He actually brought it over to me. He delivered this to my house one day. Sweet guy, and I was hoping to one day maybe get him on my podcast and discuss this film, but unfortunately he passed away. But I still keep this as a memory of him. This movie is like me and my buddy Joey, Randall Joey. He's the wrestler. We loved this movie. We found this like when we first heard back when we was younger that there is a movie that was filmed in Bowling Green, and and it's a horror movie. We scoured and we found like an old VHS. I think he had an old VHS of the movie, and we used to watch it like, oh my gosh, do we find it's like finding treasure. And years later, to actually have Haunted Wing is excellent. Once again, I have Shaun of the Dead again on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray and DVD. The Burbs. What can I say about The Burbs, man? Tom Hanks is great in this movie. Carrie Fisher is great in this movie. It's just a great little. I consider it a horror comedy. It's one of my favorite '80s films. One of my favorite Tom Hanks films, actually. If not my favorite Tom Hanks film, actually. So yeah. Then you have right in time for this holiday season, Christmas Vacation, which is my favorite of the National Lampoon Vacation films. Is Christmas Vacation. Best Man and Best Man Holiday, Four Christmases, which is actually a good and a pretty funny movie. I have the Chucky collection, and then I have Just Cause, which is an excellent movie. I know you can't really see it, and I apologize. I don't have a lot of light in my house, but The Blob. So I have The Blob, and I have the remake of The Blob. I also have the Son of the Blob somewhere. At one point, like I said, I had everything together, but somehow everything got rearranged because people come on my shelf, man. The Eye, The Changeling, Nightbreed. Nightbreed is a good movie for the 90s. Jackie Robinson story, the original Jackie Robinson story starring Jackie Robinson. It's like wedged right in there somewhere there. The Mist. The Mist is a sleeper. This is a movie that people really didn't like, and it was one of those that really didn't like it at first. But when I seen what the director and the writers was trying to do, I've grown to appreciate this film now as an adult, and I've grown to appreciate the ending as well. White Noise. It's a good little scary movie, good little ghost movie. Scrooged is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. All right, and then let's get over here. Look at this. All the Halloweens, and then I have the Halloween 2018 in there too. All the Halloweens. Then these are screeners I forgot to watch. Um, this bottom shelf looks really tacky right now. It's hard to really show you, but you can see Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events. This is not 50 Shades of Grey. This is something my wife liked. Legend of the Fall is actually my wife's movie. She really enjoys that. Or maybe it's hers. Maybe I had a copy as well. People Under the Stairs, Sugar Hill, Mrs. Evers Boys. I went on this tangent of buying HBO movies, black HBO movies, because HBO at one point was making really good black movies. Lackawanna Blues, First Time Felon, Tuskegee, the Tuskegee Airmen, the Mike Tyson, Only in America. They made some really good little movies, and I wanted to get them all, and I did a pretty good job of getting most of them. Some of them I probably forgot about. All right, down here you have The Wrestler, which is a really great film about wrestling, and you feel if you've been in the industry, you feel this film. Fifth Element. Me and Craig was talking about this Friday. I actually love Fifth Element. I have these. This is what I consider the American Pie series 1, 2, and 3. I don't consider anything else the American Pie films. Forget Paris. I'm sorry I overlooked that. That movie is by far my favorite Billy Crystal film. Forget Paris is a memorable film. My Cousin Vinny is my favorite Joe Pesci film. Then you have Club Dread. I remember watching it in theaters and being blown away at the comedy and the horror in it. So Transformers, yes, unfortunately I have that, but it is what it is. Several copies of Roadhouse. Waitress is a good movie. The director of that movie, the director of the film, she's also in the movie, and she was murdered, man. It's a terrible story. They dedicated the movie to her. The Last King of Scotland, the Josephine Baker story, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Mrs. Jane Pittman, and then New Jack City, 42, 300, and then there's other movies. So I have a lot of stuff. I also have stuff down here and there. I'll let you see Roots. That's Roots. That's all the Roots right there. And there's Gone with the Wind. So we have a lot of movies. Movies are a big part of not only my childhood, but my adulthood. People have asked me several times, why do you... I said people have asked me several times, it's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. It's a squirrel. Cole, why are you in the window? Okay. But people ask me several times, why do you like movies like that? And I don't know, just something about venturing to places via film, seeing people's ideas and put into live action. It just it teleports you to another place. And I remember as a child watching like Never Ending Story, being so blown away by Falcor and Atreyu, and seeing these, and then at the end of the movie going outside like looking and to see if I would see Falcor flying over, because it captivated me that much, that so as an adult, I just enjoy just movies, and that's what I think there's nothing wrong with being a fan of film. People have hobbies, man. People have things that they are very much interested in. You might be interested in collecting cards. You might be interested in, collecting comic books or action figures or something, art. anything, watches, Fabergé eggs. My interest in my collection is film, and I don't apologize for that. So I just thank you all for spending this quick little Sunday morning with me and my collection. I hope to do another one of these when I can go in depth about what we have behind the other ones, and see if there's anything that you like. So in the meantime and in between time, I'm Aaron Whitlow from the Mark Out Movie Podcast, and we thank you for marking out with us here. You have a great rest of your day.